We're living in complicated times. A glance around us reveals a world brimming with challenges, from the sea of faces shouting for change in global protests, to the silent yet urgent cry of our environment. Each day we're reminded of the multifaceted crises our society grapples with. But what's causing the world as we know it to fracture? And more importantly, how can we mend these cracks? Let's delve into 15 ways our society is broken, and explore steps we can take towards solution. 1. Lack of trust in politicians. Deep-seated cynicism has eroded our faith in those who lead us. The antidote? Active participation in politics, engage in dialogues, question policies, and most importantly, vote. Let's choose leaders who demonstrate sincerity and integrity. 1. Growing income disparity. The yawning chasm between the rich and the poor is more than a statistic. It's a societal crisis. Economic prosperity shouldn't be the privilege of a few. It's time we champion policies that promote wealth distribution and social mobility. Let's strive for a world where success is not determined by the lottery of birth, but by talent, effort, and fair opportunity. 1. Rise of populist leaders. Charismatic, yes, but do they truly represent us? Populism can lead to oversimplification of complex issues and division among people. Let's focus on empowering politicians who genuinely understand public needs. And so the list continues. Misinformation is becoming a pandemic of its own. It's up to us to fact-check before we share, to curb this menace. Societal division, fueled by echo chambers on social media, is tearing us apart. So let's focus on building bridges, not walls. Next, we face privacy breaches. As we live more of our lives online, our data becomes more vulnerable. It's time to demand better cybersecurity measures from the tech giants. Work burnout, often overlooked, is a silent killer. Let's start prioritizing work-life balance, not just productivity. Then comes social media addiction, a modern-day crisis. We need to create a healthier relationship with our screens. Racism, an age-old demon, still persists. We must continue to challenge our biases and champion equality. And finally, hate crimes, the darkest side of our society. It's high time we stood up against all forms of discrimination. All these issues are interconnected and need our attention. And who could forget the health epidemics we face, like obesity, diabetes, and drug addiction? These aren't just personal battles, they're societal issues that demand collective action. As our world becomes more interconnected, we're also seeing an increase in traffic congestion. It's more than just an inconvenience. It's a symptom of unsustainable urban planning and a contributor to air pollution. And then there's isolationism. In an age of global connectivity, we're paradoxically becoming more isolated, both as individuals and as nations. This separation only fuels misunderstanding and conflict. Yet amidst these issues, none is more urgent than climate change. Our planet is heating up, and the consequences are dire. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, loss of biodiversity. These are not distant threats, but realities we're facing now. Sustainable practices and clean energy initiatives aren't just good ideas. They're necessities. Climate change, one of the major threats to our planet's future, needs our immediate attention. And lastly, amidst these challenges, an overall decline in happiness indicates the urgent need for a more holistic approach to mental well-being. Happiness, you see, is not a luxury. It's a vital sign of a healthy society. But in our relentless pursuit of material wealth, we're losing sight of what truly matters. The joy of community, the peace of mind that comes from feeling secure, valued, and loved. We've covered a lot of ground today, detailing 15 of the most pressing issues facing our society. It's a daunting list, but it's not insurmountable. Each one of us has the power to affect change, big or small, in our own lives and in our communities. So what can we do? We can engage in meaningful conversations, challenge misinformation, vote responsibly, and advocate for policies that promote equality and sustainable practices. We can take care of our mental health and encourage others to do the same. We can stand against racism, hate crimes, and any form of discrimination. We can choose to be kind, to listen, to understand, and to respect. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about fixing a broken society, it's about building a better one, a society that's inclusive, sustainable, and harmonious, where every individual feels seen, heard, and valued. So here's our call to action. Let's rise above the challenges. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world. Together we can build a more inclusive, sustainable, and harmonious society. Will you join us on this journey?